So today it's been an interesting day because yesterday I was challenged in different ways than normal, and that kind of left me a bit shaky actually by the end of the night. I was quite stressed, and we were doing a photo shoot for the leading ladies, and also we were also doing or creating our bubble of love. And the beautiful thing about the project has been all these amazing women coming together, not knowing each other, and taking a leap of faith. And as a result of that, in many ways, it's inspired me to think about leaders and how leaders present themselves and what leadership is about and how we recognize authentic leadership. And I feel that this conversation is very much about that. I feel in this space right now, at this moment, as I'm talking, that it's so important to recognize it's how do we define leaders? How do we define because somebody steps up into a space and maybe does something that other people don't feel able to do? Does that define us as a leader? Because we stand out from the crowd? I'm not sure. But all I know is, as a leader, and I'm listening to that and taking that on board, having an idea and sharing that idea. For one of the first times ever, I've got a following. Isn't it interesting? The myths of men have created a following. And it's interesting because I see that Scott Wilding, fair play to you for standing up for divine masculine and for sharing from your heart authentically. And I see that people are really behind you in what you're saying. And it's so funny because it's kind of the messages come from divine feminine. And, it's interesting how people will comment on what you're saying, but maybe don't look a bit deeper. So it's really seeing this unfolding is absolutely incredible. It really is. The more that I say it, the more that I see it. So I'm really looking forward to doing some work with Scott. He's currently doing some work behind the scene, and I'm so looking forward to working and bringing that divine masculine and divine feminine energy to the table and having some discussions, because it is time for men and women to balance that divine feminine and masculine within self and bring it together as two appeared different beings, as how our society kind of like labels us, man and woman. To be having these discussions and to be having conversations out in the open for people to be able to dance with. So, in terms of leadership's about balance. Leadership is about sharing from a place of new discovery. It's about being real. It's about speaking truth. So, it's about knowing self. It's about knowing where you're coming from. It's about going through those steps and showing that transparency. It's about being real with people. It's recognizing that our world is in need of solutions. We are those solutions. And we know our past. We know where we are here in the future, in the present. And it's about where are we going in the future. So my question is, as leaders in this community, how well do we know ourselves? How well do you know you? And I ask that question because I've spent a lot of time looking at leaders, because I've always wanted to step into leadership. And in doing that, I've done myself the research diligence by looking at qualities that I can resonate with. So the question is, who do you resonate with? Who do you aspire? Who inspires you to use those qualities? Because the leader is not about the person outside of ourselves. It's about what resonates with us and what we then apply to propel ourselves forward. Leadership is about supporting people from behind to propel them forward. Who are you propelling as a leader? It's kind of like a double-edged sword, isn't it? It's kind of like, who are you being influenced by, and how are you using that to propel other people forward? It's just a very kind of like rambled kind of conversation, but yet it's so valuable as well. If you're becoming a leader, and I'm saying this to myself, I'm not just saying it to you, then who am I becoming? How am I showing up?